Have you ever wondered why sometimes the passion just fades, even when you think you're doing everything right? You care, you want to please her, but for some reason, she pulls away. Maybe she goes quiet afterward. Maybe she avoids intimacy the next time, and you're left thinking, what happened? Here's the truth. It's not always about performance or skill. It's often about connection, awareness, and the little things you don't even realize you're doing. As a doctor, I've seen this pattern in countless couples. The man is trying, but missing a few key details that make a woman feel safe, desired, and understood. And once you know what those are, everything changes. Because when a woman feels emotionally and physically respected, her body responds differently. She relaxes, she trusts, she opens up, literally and emotionally. In this video, we'll talk about 5 things women secretly dislike during sex. Not to shame anyone, but to help you connect better, communicate better, and enjoy a more meaningful experience together. Whether you've been in a long-term relationship or just starting one, this will help you understand her deeper needs. And trust me, once you do, everything feels more natural, more passionate, and far more fulfilling for both of you. Let's start with the first mistake almost every man makes. Here's what most people don't realize. Great sex isn't just physical, it's deeply emotional. And when that emotional safety disappears, the physical connection follows. Many men focus on the technique, how long, how often, how intense. But women's desire doesn't start with the body. It starts with how she feels about herself, about you, and about the space you create together. Think about it. If she feels pressured or judged, her body tenses up. If she senses distance or impatience, her mind shuts down. And when the mind disconnects, the body simply follows. It's not about blame, it's about awareness, because every woman wants to feel seen and desired, not just touched. When that emotional warmth fades, even the most skillful man can feel like he's doing everything wrong. And I see this all the time in relationships. Couples who still love each other but feel distant in bed. They talk less, they connect less. And slowly, intimacy turns into routine. But what if it's not about losing attraction? What if it's about small, invisible habits that quietly build walls between you? Maybe it's ignoring her cues. Maybe it's rushing. Maybe it's forgetting that sex is communication, not just stimulation. Here's the good news. These are simple things to fix. They don't need medication or therapy sessions to start improving. They just need attention, empathy, and a bit of education. In the next part, I'll share 5 common mistakes that women often dislike, but rarely talk about. You might recognize some of them, and if you do, that's a good sign, because awareness is the first step to better connection, deeper intimacy, and genuine pleasure for both of you. Let's start with the first one. It's something almost every man has done without even realizing it. Let's go through the 5 most common mistakes women secretly dislike during sex, and what to do instead. These are small shifts, but they can completely transform how she feels with you. 1. Rushing the moment. Many men underestimate the importance of pacing. Foreplay isn't just a warm-up, it's the foundation. It tells her, I'm here with you, I'm not in a hurry. When you rush, even with good intentions, her body doesn't have time to respond. A woman's arousal is like a wave. It builds gradually, blood flow increases, sensitivity heightens, and her body prepares naturally. If that wave is interrupted, she feels discomfort, both physical and emotional. So slow down. Pay attention to her breathing, her tension, her small movements. Let the experience unfold. You'll be surprised how much more connected and satisfying it feels when you stop measuring time and start feeling the moment. 2. Ignoring nonverbal cues. You can't rely only on words in intimacy. Most communication happens without speaking. Maybe she tenses her legs or her breathing changes. Maybe she goes quiet in a way that feels different. Those are signs. They don't always mean she's unhappy, but they often mean she needs something different. A gentle pause, a look in her eyes, or even asking quietly, "Is this okay?" shows respect and awareness. And that kind of care builds trust. Something every woman deeply values. Sex isn't about control, it's about connection. When she knows you're tuned in, she relaxes and allows more pleasure. 3. Treating it like a performance. This is one of the biggest mistakes, turning intimacy into a test. Men often carry silent pressure. I have to last long. I have to impress her. I can't make mistakes. That pressure makes you anxious. And when you're anxious, you disconnect. You start thinking instead of feeling. Here's the truth. Women don't want a perfect performance. They want authenticity. They want to feel desired, not watched. When you let go of doing it right and focus on being present, the experience changes for both of you. You breathe easier. She senses it. The energy becomes softer, safer, more genuine. Don't perform. Connect. 4. Neglecting emotional intimacy. For many women, the emotional connection before and after sex is as important as the act itself. It's what tells her, you see me, not just my body. Ignoring this part often leaves her feeling used, even if you didn't mean to. She might say nothing, but over time, the distance grows. A simple gesture, holding her afterward, touching her face, or just listening, builds emotional aftercare. And medically speaking, this matters. After orgasm, the body releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. When you stay close afterward, her brain associates safety and love with you. When you pull away too soon, that comfort fades. So linger a bit. Say something kind. Let her know she's valued beyond the physical. It's not about being romantic all the time. It's about being real and emotionally available in those quiet moments. 5. Forgetting that desire changes. Women's desire isn't constant. It's influenced by hormones, stress, sleep, and even nutrition. Some days she might feel passionate, other days distant. That doesn't mean she's lost interest. It means she's human. Understanding this helps you respond with patience instead of frustration. Ask her what helps her relax. Maybe it's a massage. Maybe it's a slower pace. As a doctor, I often remind patients that sexual health is linked to overall health. A tired body can't feel desire easily. So pay attention to lifestyle, diet, exercise, stress management. When you both care for your physical and emotional well-being, intimacy naturally improves. Desire isn't something you chase. It's something you nurture. And when both partners understand that rhythm, the relationship deepens in ways far beyond the bedroom. Bringing it all together. If you noticed a pattern, you're right. Every one of these mistakes isn't really about doing something wrong. It's about missing connection. Connection through patience. Connection through awareness. Connection through kindness. When you give that kind of attention, sex stops being mechanical. It becomes emotional, intuitive, healing even. And this is something women notice immediately. They feel seen, safe, and appreciated, and that changes everything. The result? More passion, more confidence, more joy for both of you. Because great intimacy isn't about control. It's about trust. And that trust is built moment by moment in small, mindful ways. Let's take a moment to bring everything together. What truly makes a woman feel connected during sex isn't technique. It's presence, it's awareness, it's care. You can learn every position, every routine, every so-called secret, but none of that matters if she doesn't feel emotionally safe. Because for a woman, safety and desire are deeply linked. When she feels respected, her body responds naturally. When she feels seen, her confidence blooms. So let's revisit the 5 things we talked about. First, don't rush the moment. Give her body time to awaken. Let desire unfold slowly. That patience shows love. Second, listen to her nonverbal cues. They tell you more than words ever will. A pause, a sigh, a change in breath. Those are her ways of communicating. Third, stop treating sex like a performance. It's not about how good you look or how long it lasts. It's about being present and real. Fourth, never forget emotional intimacy. What you do after is just as powerful as what you do during. Holding her, talking softly, or simply being there, those moments build trust that lasts. And finally, understand that desire changes. Hormones, stress, and emotions all play a role. Be patient with that rhythm. It's part of being human, not a rejection. These 5 lessons have one common theme: connection over perfection. As a doctor, I've seen couples heal years of distance by making these small changes. No medication, no grand gestures, just awareness, respect, and consistency. Remember, intimacy is not just physical contact. It's emotional dialogue. It's how two bodies and two hearts communicate without words. When you focus on connection, you not only make her feel desired, you feel more confident too. Because true confidence doesn't come from control. It comes from empathy and understanding. So take these lessons gently. Practice them with care. Your partner will feel the difference, and so will you. Always listen to your body and hers. It's the most honest conversation you'll ever have. If you've made it this far, take a deep breath, because understanding intimacy at this level already puts you ahead of most. These aren't just tips, they're reminders of what real connection looks like. When you bring awareness, empathy, and curiosity into your intimate life, everything changes. You communicate better, you understand each other more deeply, and that's where true pleasure begins. As a doctor, I want to remind you, sexual health is part of overall health. When your relationships are balanced, your hormones, stress levels, and even your sleep improve. So never underestimate the power of emotional connection. It's medicine in its own form. If you found this helpful, I'd love for you to stay connected here. Subscribe to the channel for more doctor-led insights on natural health, hormones, and relationships. We talk about real issues with honesty, compassion, and science. Because knowledge heals. And every small change you make can bring you closer, not just to your partner, but to yourself. Take care of your health. Take care of your heart. I'm Dr. Rosalia Viterbo. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.